sick. To my whole fam, please don't trip. Thug modes, at it again. I'm a dog, but I'm no. I got what you want, what you need. You know I'm on my way. Baby, come ride with me. This is not a drill. I gotta keep it real. You could get what you want, long as you ride with me. Ride with me. Baby, come ride with me. Ride with me. Baby, come ride with me. Come ride with me. Baby, come ride with me.
The NBA season has come down to this. This is it for all the marbles. Game 7 of the NBA Finals. We're ready for tip-off, and these fans are as well. It's their home team getting set to match up with the Toronto Raptors. Hi, everyone. Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, you look at the Clippers coming into play. They know what's at stake. This is it. One game to decide the NBA Finals.
Well, here we are. This is what you dream about. A Game 7. A one-game series for the NBA championship. This has been one heck of a thrilling ride so far. I'm just so grateful to be here courtside to watch this happen in front of my own eyes. This has really been a dream come true.
Toronto with the basketball. Kawhi Leonard swats it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
To George. Beyond the arc for 3. And Paul George good on the quick release there.
Just let me break down to all the young players at home how special of a pass this was. That was a perfect delivery, and it hit the player right in the chest.
Fred VanVleet to Lowry. 5 to shoot for Toronto. Shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Beverly to Leonard. Lays it up and in.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Here comes the screen. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Leonard to Paul George. To Leonard. Fires the 3. Shot off the mark. Good defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play.
Oof. Doesn't look good here, and Toronto's going to make some changes. Hope he makes a speedy recovery after the game. First free throw is good. Able to convert on both free throws. Leonard to George. Paul George, 2 for 2. That's what you want. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively and he makes those clutch shots, it re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
He's going to the free throw line to shoot.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
Knocks down the first. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Throws it down.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Lowry to Gasol. Knocks it down from mid-range.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Paul George to Beverly. George to Leonard. Doesn't have the touch. No good. It's the Raptors with the basketball. Kawhi Leonard tips it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Every hero needs a good sidekick. Nice find to set up the three.
Lowry with it. The score 12-8. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Kyle Lowry trying to cash in on the three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Free throw's good to cement the three-point play. The lead is back down to one. Now the Clippers call a timeout as they'll talk things over in a one-point basketball game. Clippers have the basketball. Paul George to Beverly. Now preparing to shoot at the line.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number one, to see if they'll get caught. And number two, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
First one, count it. Goes 2 for 2. Lowry into the front court. They're down 3. Well done, Kyle Lowry. 3 for 4. Good start.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
Beverly into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Williams. Curling inside. Beverly to Williams. Here's a chance from long range. No good. That's great defense. Fred VanVleet to Lowry. Kawhi Leonard with a piece.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
To Williams. Nice finish at the rim.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Ball controlled by Kyle Lowry. To Van Vliet. To Gasol. Down low. Oh, he had him there for a second. No good. Another follows. Still no good. Williams. His first effort off the mark.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Kawhi Leonard. Huge block.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Beverly to Williams. From long range. That's how you defend. Powell, tough matchup against George. And he dunks it down for two. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Paul George, 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next level elite PG. No doubt about it, this year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
Williams into the front court. Up by 3. 4-3. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Toronto has the basketball. Lowry to Gasol. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Beverly into the front court. Leads just a point. Paul George. That's now 4. He hasn't missed.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Lowry. Wide open look, won't go.
That's called a heat check right there. Surprised he missed that one. That was an open look.
1 quarter down in this deciding Game 7, and we're back after this. You're tuned into the NBA Finals on EA Sports. First quarter complete, on to the second period. A little bit of a feeling out process so far.
And we're exceeding the speed limit. These guys are playing fast, and the thing I love about it the most, there's entertainment in this game. Guys are looking away after they shoot the ball. Guys are clapping. Guys are energetic. This is why you love this sport.
And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
And hits the first free throw. And he makes them both. George. That pass taken away by Toronto. That's out. Last touch by Norman Powell. Leonard. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
Did you see that change of direction mid-flight? And also the English he utilized to spin the ball off the rim? That was a thing of beauty.
McCall to Powell. Has a look. Not that time. To Leonard. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. And Kawhi Leonard buries the 3.
And here's the setup, Ed, down the stretch. From a player who's been in these type of positions, Eventually, I'm going to hit you with a head fake, and you're going to have to jump considering I just made the last couple of threes. And that's when I find the easy way to get to the rim or force the defense to collapse to kick out for, guess what, another one.
McCall. Montrezl Harrell with the block.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Patrick Beverly. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
I've seen him float so much on the perimeter, I forgot he even had that kind of physical presence. Good to see him beating up on people down low again.
Ibaka to McCaw. Pascal Siakam to McCaw. Fires the three. Tough shot for Norman Powell. No good.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Nothing going here on that drive. From the painted area, won't go down. Swings it. Paul George to Leonard. Can't connect. McCaw into the front court. Down 8. Powell. Short jumper stays out. Beverly into the front court. He'll run the offense. Now ready to shoot at the line.
That's actually not a bad move at all. You're applying more pressure on him by sending him to the line.
Montrezl Harrell at the line for 2 shots. He's perfect from the line so far. And he connects on the first free throw. No good on the second. It's a 1 of 2 trip. McCaw into the front court. 9-point margin. The pass set it all up.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Beverly. Scores from the post.
There you go, finally. Shoot your shot.
McCaw into the front court. His team down 9. To Ibaka. Has a chance. Keep on trying. Shot's no good there. It's LA Clippers ball. Kawhi Leonard up against Meeks. For 3. Cleans the offensive glass. Paul George. He's now 5 for 6.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
McCaw to Stanley Johnson. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Leonard. Add 2 points to the board.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
McCaw into the front court. Trailing by 11. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Leonard to Paul George. Beverly to George. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Paul George at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 84% free throw shooter. The free throw is good. Finishing off the three-point play, the lead grows to 12. Lowry has the basketball. Nothing going here on that drive. Short jumper off the mark. Trying to cash in. Harrell can't connect. Across the timeline, it's Lowry. Down a dozen. To Van Vliet. Here comes the screen. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. 24-second violation. Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. Knocks it down from mid-range.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Ball's controlled by the Raptors. Ibaka matched up with Paul George. Here comes the screen. Knocked loose. Clippers have got it.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
Leonard to Paul George. Count the bucket for 2.
Ooh, he teased me a little bit right there. But see, I like that. That's called a great entertainer. Always leaving me on the edge of my seat.
To Van Vliet. Screen coming. Curling inside. Kawhi Leonard rejects it.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Now a whistle, and Toronto's going to use a timeout as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. Has a look. It goes down. He improvises and scores.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Leonard to George. And scores. Strong take. Deep 3 at the buzzer. We are at halftime in Game 7. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks, Ed. Let's get right into the action here. The Clippers dominated this matchup from the opening tip. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Raptors have yet to appear after one half of basketball. There isn't enough time to get into all of their problems, but I'll tell you this, they need to try to get better. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Toronto Raptors.
Game track. Field goals.
The Toronto Raptors didn't make the best use of their shots in the first half. If they want to be competitive in this game, they need to find better looks. The shooting was certainly worst in the opening quarter.
Player of the half.
Kawhi Leonard is up in the air swatting shots. When he's not doing that, he's down on the floor making steals. Who wouldn't be impressed by a first half like that?
Who was cold?
Forget cold. This guy will be happy to be lukewarm at this point. He can't seem to get anything going. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Fellas, back to you.
First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway. Ball's controlled by Lowry. To Van Vliet. Paul George pins it.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
George to the basket, but it won't go to Stanley Johnson. Can't connect from in close. And finishes strong.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Lowry into the front court. Down a bundle. To Gasol. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
Curling inside. George. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
Some players are so cerebral. I'm not even paying attention to the dunk as much as I'm paying attention to the player pointing and communicating to everybody his team needs a guard on the next play down the court.
Leonard. To Beverly. Lets it fly from long range. Patrick Beverly. He's going to get 3 shots here. For his career, 76% from the line. First one goes down. Second and 3 is good. Knocks down all 3 at the line. Toronto with the basketball. Lowry. To Van Vliet. Off the assist.
We're watching the clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Leonard. Has a chance. Not that time.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Lowry with it. His guys down big. Johnson. To Lowry. Beyond the arc for three. Not that time. He missed it. To Leonard. Almost, but no good.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jump.
And counted at the rim.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Now the Raptors going to use a timeout as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Kyle Lowry trying to cash in on the three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Free throw's good to cap off the three-point play as they draw a tiny bit closer. George. Yes, three-pointer is good.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Kyle Lowry with the rock. To Van Vliet. Wide open look, won't go. Beverly into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. And he knocks it down. Jay, nice look right there.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
Here comes the screen. Lowry to Powell. Paul George able to recover with the block. And they call the foul. Jay, he was there too late.
You got to know your personnel. That's not someone you want to send to the line for a free two.
Norman Powell, couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 80% at the line. First try, no good. Second one's good. Splits the pair. To Paul George. Fires the three. Paul George can't get that one to go. Defense all over him.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
The pass taken away by the Clippers. Throws it down off the alley-oop pass.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat five. Well, I'm telling you right now, he lied. I'm watching it happen in person.
Lowry into the front court. He'll run the offense. Finish that. To George. Going to launch beyond the arc. Cleared by Ibaka. The ball controlled by Kyle Lowry. And the basket good at the rim. Timeout called here by the Clippers as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. To Leonard. Marc Gasol sends it away. And he's fouled. And he earns a trip to the line.
I can't believe I'm about to say this about an NBA team because this is what I say to my grammar school team. But just because a team is down on the scoreboard doesn't mean you stop playing hard and smart. You really have nothing to lose but really good habits to gain.
Two for two on that trip. Across the timeline, it's Lowry. They're looking to make something happen. To Ibaka. Lowry. To Ibaka. The Raptors down to 3 on the shot clock. Ibaka. And it's Harkless who gathers the rebound.
And you knew this game had a chance to get out of hand pretty quickly because of the communication. When these guys stepped on the court, Ed, they were yapping back and forth to each other. And that kind of communication, that kind of collective responsibility to one another, you feel that on the court. That's why this team is special.
Great look and vision. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
I got him. Here we go.
Marc Gasol sends it away.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
Leonard buries it on the catch and shoot.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Ball controlled by Kyle Lowry. Trying to cash in. Knocks it down from mid-range. Kawhi Leonard. And he hits.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Lowry to Ibaka. Serge Ibaka slams it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Williams. He was all over him.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Lowry. Rebounds taken down by Leonard. Just inside the arc. At the buzzer. That ends the third quarter. It's been all Clippers so far. The Clippers with the basketball as we begin the fourth quarter. And it might be time to empty the bench, Jay. This game appears to be well in hand.
And their starting five has certainly earned the fourth quarter off. They've been terrific this ball game. And this is the type of game where you find a chance to relax. You ice up, you watch your other teammates play, you applaud them, and you get ready for the next game.
Lowry has the basketball. Passed it off. Shot from the lane won't go.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like the mere presence of him in the paint was enough to throw off the concentration of the guy trying to drop the layup in.
Patrick McCaw against George. Oh, emphatic slam.
I mean, defense, is it that easy? Can I see some reaction after somebody gets an easy dunk? Some yelling, some kind of emotion? I need you to get involved back in this ball game.
Williams. And he stays cold from deep as he misses another one. It's no good.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Nothing going here on that drive. Got it.
You know, it reminds me, Ed, of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Paul George to Williams. Here's a chance from long range. At long last, he missed his first 5 attempts from beyond the arc, but he gets that one to go.
Welcome to psychological warfare, providing he's not taking bad shots. But if I were the defense, I would let him keep shooting it, make him think about it a little bit more.
Here comes the screen. From the outside, no good. Nice touch around the basket with the tip. Now the Clippers call a timeout as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Williams. From long range. Great defense, forcing the miss. Fred VanVleet. Easy pass to the rim.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
To Harkless. 4-3. Mo Harkless is going to get a chance at 3 here. He wants this number up. 60% career free throw shooter. First free throw is good. Knocks down the second free throw. Hits all 3 free throws. It's the Raptors with the basketball. Fred VanVleet to Powell. Serge Ibaka. He's now 4 for 6.
It's really a dope thing when passing becomes infectious. But don't become overly passive. Still take your shots when they're there.
George. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Finger roll, finishing with finesse.
Old school equals high percentage.
Fred VanVleet to Powell. Nice pass to set things up. Timeout called here by the Clippers. Both squads set to make some moves right now. Paul George to Leonard. Has a look. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket. Lowry into the front court. His guys down big. Great dish to set it up. Layup goes down. Well done.
And ISO basketball is becoming a thing of the past. Team basketball is back. And if you have that personnel with the versatility plus the mindset, game over.
Here's Leonard for two. Add 2 points to the board.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Lowry to Van Vliet. The drive, right to the basket. Count it. No and one. There was some contact there.
There's some players out there that like the freedom of space, and then we have the anomalies. We have the players who feel comfortable being uncomfortable, and almost the physicality of the game centers them and puts them right on balance every time.
Count the basket inside.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot front, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want.
And he draws contact. 2 shots coming up for the Spaniard, the All-Star, Marc Gasol.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
Can't connect on the first free throw. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. To Williams. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. I don't know, Jay. They have a big lead. This game is just about over. You might not make many friends on the other side with that 3.
Oh, I don't want to hear that generic coaching speak about dwindle down the shot clock, use the clock is your friend. No, if you have a chance to beat them by 50, beat them by 50. If you want to beat them by 100, keep shooting more threes.
LA Clippers with the basketball. Williams. That's good D. Shot no good. Lowry with it. Down a bundle. And he finishes at the rim.
I love when I see smaller players finish in the paint amongst the trees. But if you're a big on the other side, you can't let that happen so easy.
Leonard to Williams. A drive to the basket, but the shot rattles around and out.
I agree. I thought there was a foul, but also
Stuffs it down with authority. Whoa, he got up there.
just showing you that 40-inch vertical.
Beverly to Williams. Fires the 3, and Lou Williams buries the 3 with a hand in his face.
Defense, do the math. You force him to take tough twos, you'll probably have a better chance to win this game if you can slow down the pace.
Count it.
Not always the first option, but his number was definitely called on that one.
Beverly to Williams. For 3, he's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Beverly to Williams. Lets it fly from long range. And Lou Williams, quick catch and shoot there for 3.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
Marc Gasol, 3 for 6 now.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Williams. He's been dialed in from long distance. That's now 5 threes for the game.
Nothing more painful than the next day watching tape, seeing the fact that he got 15 points off three-point shots.
It's the Clippers who come away with the victory. And for the very first time in franchise history, they are NBA champions. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com. Until next time, good night.
It's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Clippers have earned what so many others have only been able to dream about, an NBA title. They've earned their place in the history books. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Los Angeles Clippers. The Raptors are experiencing the kind of disappointment that can't be shared by anyone but a teammate. It's pretty quiet in their locker room right now. I can only imagine how tough it must be. Check out the leading scores for the Toronto Raptors.
Game track. Three-point shooting.
The Los Angeles Clippers were able to stretch the defense because of how effectively they were scoring from long range. The opposition couldn't make the necessary adjustments and now have to settle with a loss.
Player of the game.
Kawhi Leonard put up the kind of points that made him an easy choice for this award. He couldn't be stopped. And when he realized he was in a zone, he just took it to another level. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that does it for another NBA season. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, thanks for making us your choice for hoops action.